Okay, I'm going to show you how to create this report. It's going to have these columns. Um, what I'm using this report for is to create a chart that's going to show me a count of items by date range, so I can see how old the collection is, and you'll see that the chart's arranged by decade, and it shows you the number of items that we own in this LC subclass technology by decade. So this is the base report that we need to be able to get that chart. It's going to have barcode, it's going to have the LC classification description, the top line of the LC class, the material type, code. I have another material type. One of them is the bibliographic details material type, and the other one is the physical item material type. And we have the subjects, we have the publication date, and the number of items. And in column L I had to do manually. So here we are in the analytics screen, and we're going to click New Analysis, and the type of analysis we're going to do is physical items. And when this comes up, we're going to go over to our subject areas, and we're going to select classification and drag that into the selected columns area. And then the next thing we want is going to be number of items. And you'll see the first option is deleted plus in repository. I don't want deleted items. I just want the ones that are currently in the repository. And then next we have to get the author, and that is going to be in the bibliographic details area. Drag that over, and then we want the title, and then we want the LC classification top line, which is going to be group 1. No, that's not right. That is going to be under bibliographic details. And then we want the publication date. And the subjects. And under physical item details, there's going to be a barcode. And the material type. And we want to include life cycle because we don't want to have items on this report that have already been deleted. So what we're going to do is add life cycle here, and then go to filter, and then your options are active, deleted, and none. We want to check active. That's going to only include items that are currently in the collection, and then we're going to delete this because you don't need that in the selected columns area. We do need a filter down here for it. We also need to add barcode is not null, and so what we're going to do is add a filter on barcode and select is not null. So we don't want any items showing up on here that don't have barcodes. And then material type we're going to have equal to book. And I actually need to add the bibliographic details material type. So let me open up bibliographic details and add that. And actually, this is the one I want, is the bibliographic details material type book. So I'm actually going to delete this. Let me make sure I got the right one. I'm going to delete them both. And I'm selecting book from bibliographic details. Okay, and then the next thing we want to do is we want to sort this report by just the main class of T. So this is why we added the classification top line. We're going to add a filter for this, and we're going to select is between. And I'm going to put in the call numbers. So that is going to include any item that has a call number between T1 and TC9999. And we can view our results by clicking the Results tab. And actually I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to go ahead and add the institution. So we're going to add institution name right here. And then we're going to sort by the name of the institution and select Gordon State College. And then click on Results. Okay, so this is the report that you're going to get, and you'll see that actually I had barcode in the first column when I exported this to Excel. One thing you can do is you can move these columns around and sort them however you would like to, just by dragging and dropping. So I have barcode classification, and then I have LC classification top line. I can drag this over. And that way you can resort your report any way that you want to. It only displays 500 rows at a time. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to save it by clicking the Save As icon. And I'm going to save it in my collection analysis folder. I'm going to call it Titles List by LC Subclass and Publication Date. I'm also going to give it a description. Just so I know what I'm using this report for, and then click OK. And now we've saved it, and if you ever want to run it, you can just go up to Cataloging and click on the title. I'm sorry, not the title. Click Open, and it'll run the report. And if you scroll to the bottom, you can export this to Excel by clicking Export and Excel. It likes to stick the reports in the download folder, so I usually have to open that up. It won't just open up Excel and drop you right in the report for some reason. So this is what it looks like when you get it from the export. I just delete the first two rows generally, and then I select the whole worksheet and click Data and then Filter. And then here I can filter everything as I want it. So I can filter by date. And one of the things you'll notice is you'll see that the publication dates have garbage characters in them. So what I'll do to fix this is highlight this column and go to Home and Find and Select. Click on Replace. And then if I want to get rid of the C in front of 1990, I'm going to search for C and then replace it with nothing, and then replace all. It'll tell me that there was 333 of these dates in column G that had that copyright symbol. The other things I get rid of are the brackets, like you see right here. And you see that there was 600 of those. And then basically I just go through the whole report and clean all this stuff up. So here's a copyright symbol. And all you have to do there is just paste that in the Find What field and then click Replace All. There was 998 of those. And then once you have all this cleaned up, then you can proceed to create your pivot table and then make your chart.